At the bottom of the projector stack, there's a reflector cornering light. So as I turn the steering wheel to the left, you see that cornering light illuminates that area to the left. And then as I turn to the right, it'll turn to the right. So there's the headlight pattern on a fence. And there's the high beams and the low beams. On the low beams, there's a little spot right in here that's supposed to line up with the oncoming lane. It's a shadow, basically, a notch. And it's supposed to line up with the oncoming lane so we're not blinding drivers and stuff when it's wet roads and glare and deviations and, up and down on the road. But yeah, that cornering light works really good. I like cornering lights. When it's dark, it shines a light right where you're turning into. So yeah, cornering lights I like cornering lights better than the movement headlights, Okay, a lot of traffic out tonight. So let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, it's hard to tell. But with all the cars here. But yeah, it looks like the low beams. Let's see. Yeah, that shadow's halfway on my lane and half on the other lane. So it's not 100% lined up with the oncoming lane. So it's probably just an alignment issue. That's what it looks like. But yeah, overall, it's kind of like there's a little bit too much shadow going on in my lane. But I can see on the sides of the road well. Yeah, not really. On the road is, especially with all these cars coming, seems like the road in front of me isn't all that bright. And it could possibly be because of that shadow there. Up close to the vehicle is fine, but it's just, it fades off rapidly. Now it's a little bit darker down here. It's easier to tell when it's darker. When all these street lights kind of mix in, it messes everything up. Okay. Try to get alone here for a second. Okay, so yeah, that right now it looks like that shadow is lined up good. But yeah, I think it's just the brightness. And the high beams doesn't solve the low beam brightness problem. Actually, the high beams have a brightness problem too, I think. Okay, so let's look at this. Yes, it just fades rapidly. And then there's like a big shadow in front of me. I can see the trees. It helps with the trees in the distance. But as far as like me seeing the road better, the high beams aren't really doing much here. It's like there's this gap too between the low and high beams. It's not lined up properly or something. All right, so let's hopefully it'll go. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I can see the trees good. Up in the trees, if I'm looking for squirrels, that's good. Yeah, I mean the road's okay. When it's super dark like this, I can see the road, but it's not overly. It needs to be a little bit brighter, I think. The brightness is definitely an issue. I can see on the sides of the road. It's just the center of the road just needs to be a little bit brighter. Now they did a decent job, other than the gap between the low and high beams, which is like, not lining up right or something. They did a decent job as far as like spreading out the light, and getting it all the way to the ends of the road, the sides of the road and stuff. So if looking for deer and stuff like that is fine. But I don't know if you can tell, it's like there's a gap between the low and the high beams. So yeah, the high beams are just like up in the trees, and the low beams are too dim and kind of too close to the vehicle, and so there's this gap right where I need to look down the road, the center of the road in front of me, the distance I need to see. That's where I need, a little bit more light in this particular case. But yeah, maybe it's an alignment issue. I think it's just these headlights need to be designed a little bit better and a little bit brighter. I like the idea of having an additional light turn on, but it's not turning on and doing what I needed it to do, which is illuminate the road as far as possible in front of me. So yeah, it's okay. I would say so if you would line it up a little bit better, then I would put it in the adequate category. Not great, not impressive, just that adequate range.